I want to do something shamelessly simple this week because I got a request for more air fryer cooking videos. And I wanted to do something that would be simple for people to do. Think of a weeknight meal. And there's a bit of a story that goes with this. I wondered, what if I were to use my finger-licking chicken recipe? But rather than cook the chicken in oil, cook it instead in my air fryer. I mean, that's the idea, cooking without oil, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, I would have rated that chicken minus 11. It was awful. It was just awful. I scraped all the coating off and ate the chicken. It was cooked, but I thought there's got to be a better way. And then I wondered, what if I were to make the coating mix without the flour? So it's no longer a coating mix, but a seasoning mix. Same ingredients. That's what this jar here is. I even put the formula on the jar, and I'll put the formula down below. But you don't even have to go that complicated if you don't want to. This has got like 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11 herbs and spices in there, like the kernels. You can buy flavor mixes. These are Grill Mates. This one's brown sugar bourbon. I got one here that's mesquite. Another one that's smokehouse maple. If you like things a little on the spicy side, I have some Pappies. This is good stuff. I've used a lot of Pappies. As you can see, it's come down quite a ways. There's a lot you can do, so you don't have to make this complicated. Again, the idea is to get food on the table quickly on a weeknight without a whole lot of fuss and mess. So I'm going to call this seasoned air fryer chicken. I have a package of chicken thighs I bought at Costco. This is Foster Farms brand, and this is one of 6 that came in a large value pack. They're bone in and skin on. I'm cutting off a corner so that I can place this in the sink and let it drain because there is extra liquid in the package. I prefer to do something that is totally unnecessary. I like to remove the bone. It makes the thigh easy to eat with a knife and fork, and it's a pleasant surprise when I'm serving these to guests. But removing the bone is optional. If you're pressed for time, leave it in. So there's the bone out. There is usually a piece of the joint that also needs to be removed. That's right there. And when I really want to be fussy, there is a big tendon I also remove. Trim up any loose edges, but leave any flap of skin. That will make it easy to roll up. To season my chicken, I'm going to use this shaker duster thing. They're available on Amazon, and they sell for only about $10. Look for stainless steel duster, dredger, shaker, whatever. I'm pouring a little of my seasoning mix in the duster. If you're using a store-bought mix in a shaker bottle, you don't need the duster at all. And I'm not putting in much because I'm going to season this chicken lightly. Chicken has such a delicate flavor, I don't want to overpower it with seasoning. This is where I tell myself to use one hand to touch the food and keep the other hand clean. Avoid cross-contamination. First off, season with a little salt, then sprinkle on some of the seasoning mix. Roll up the thigh and use the extra flap of skin to help hold everything in place. I'm going to use a toothpick to secure it, but they break when I try to pierce the thigh. So I use the tip of a thin knife to cut a little opening, then I secure it with the toothpick. Here are my chicken thighs, almost ready for roasting. Dry the skin with paper towel. I'm coating the surface with a little oil. Spread that around to coat the entire surface evenly. That will help to make the skin crispy when it cooks. It will also help the seasoning mix to stick. I also lined the basket of my air fryer with foil for easy cleanup. You can leave that out. Arrange the chicken pieces in the basket, spacing them evenly apart. Finally, sprinkle some of the seasoning mix on top, and these are ready for roasting. Cooking time will depend on the size and number of thighs. 20 to 25 minutes should be enough, or at least a good starting point. I'm starting at 360 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 180 degrees Celsius, for 15 minutes. Press the go button, and now these are starting to cook. I knew 15 minutes wouldn't be enough. I'm testing with an instant read digital thermometer. 120 degrees is too low. As expected, these will need to cook a little longer, maybe 10 more minutes. Chicken should be cooked to at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit or about 74 degrees Celsius. Test in the thickest part of the meat. My chicken is a little above the minimum, so these are now safe to eat. I'm ready to plate this chicken. 1 thigh is enough for me. Don't forget to remove the toothpick before serving. I like rice. One of my favorite side dishes for chicken is rice and peas, sort of like a rice pilaf. I want you to see what this looks like inside. Notice how easy it is to cut without the bone in there. It's cooked all the way through, so this is ready to eat. Well, let's see, it's just after 3 o'clock, so this is a late lunch or an early dinner. And I want to taste this. Mostly what I'm after is crispy skin. Yeah. That's good. Even though I salted it, you could use just a little bit of salt right now, but that's a nice meal. So excuse me, I'm going to go enjoy a late lunch, early dinner of seasoned air fryer chicken.